Tonight on Smash Center, another look at the Round 1 fights and an exciting preview of what's to come next week in Round 2 when some of the matches will leave Final Destination.
Welcome back to our continued coverage of the 2012 Super Smash Bros. Championship only on Smash Center. Here at the end of our first week off, we're excited to get back to the fights next Monday when the first bracket will meet again, and we hope in this off week you've enjoyed our continued coverage of other SSBC related content.
You know what I was so happy to see was the manager Nick Vucicki Red Team interview. You know, I agreed with everything, literally everything he had to say, and not only is he a perfect model for the kids, an expert in his field, a charmer, and an all-around nice guy, but you know what surprised me the most?
What surprised you the most?
Was how good he looked in that interview. His style, his outfit, and his perfect hair, just everything, really.
You know, you sound almost as excited for that interview as you were during the KOD tournament this past Wednesday when you were just freaking out.
You know, those things just get me so riled up. I just am so excited that everything is for a great cause.
And you know what, it really was just such a success. So this past Wednesday, 3 fighters from each of the 2 teams met in a charity tournament with King DDD, who, despite not making either of the team's roster, is putting all that spare time he now has to a good cause. The 6 fighters, 3 for either team, met DDD at Final Destination with the goal of KOing him as fast as humanly possible. And when I say humanly, I mean Jigglypuff is a Pokemon, and Bowser's a turtley dinosaur thing, but you get what I'm trying to say. In the end, there were a lot of very impressive spikes and smash attacks, and it was all around an incredibly exciting affair. And all of the footage from that tournament can be seen in its entirety by following the link on screen right now. And by link, I don't mean that guy from Hyrule or like the little Toon Link version, I mean like a hyperlink. And I don't mean like a really excited version of Link, I mean like a URL. Just follow that for all the footage from the tournament.
Off to a great start this morning, aren't we?
Yeah, you know what? It's been one of those mornings, and I got into the office, right? And Johnson didn't have my you know the new intern. He's really new here. Yeah, him. So he didn't have my like morning coffee ready, and
I'm sorry, sir. I'll get it next
Johnson,
time.
it's fine. Honestly, don't worry about it. You'll get it next time, I'm sure.
Before moving on to Round 2, we want to take one last in-depth look at the Round 1 fights. There were several key moments and key fighters that really determined the outcome of these matchups. Looking at the numbers, the red team ranks higher in all 3 categories, an indicator of how they managed to win 11 of the 14 fights. The average damage given by a red team member in a matchup was over 100 more damage than a blue team member, likely a result of each of their attacks being, on average, more accurate, hitting 4% more often than a blue team member would land an attack.
And now, on to our Best of the Week segment, a showcase of individual fighters' performances across 3 separate categories, brought to you in part by Falcon Punch, the official drink of the 2012 Super Smash Bros. Championship. Falcon Punch, with a bro fist.
Just isn't enough. Best of the Week! The first Best of the Week award, the Metroid Prime Persistent Powerhouse Award, goes to the fighter who dealt the most total damage in their fight. Third place runner-up this week goes to Marth for dealing 639% damage in his opening match against Mushroom Kingdom Princess Peach. Second place goes to Lucas for dealing 644% damage in his fight against Ness. And the winner, the recipient of this round's Metroid Prime Persistent Powerhouse Award, is Link, a fighter who sacrificed the win in his match to draw the fight out just a little longer in order to bring this prestigious trophy home.
Oh, is that what he was doing? I'm sure he totally planned to just not get that last KO. Congrats, Link. Up next is the Super Scope Target Master Award, the award that goes to the fighter with the most accuracy in their fight, getting the highest hit percentage for their attacks. The third place runner-up for this award is Jigglypuff, who hit with 43% of her attacks. Second place goes to Pikachu, who hit with 47%. And the winner of this round's Super Scope Target Master Award, the most accurate fighter of the round, goes to Luigi for hitting with 55% of his attacks in his fight against Wario.
And that brings us to our third and final award, the Subspace Super Smasher Award. This award goes to the fighter who attempted the most smash attacks in their matchup. Runner-up in third place was Fox. Second place goes to Mario. And the winner of this round's Subspace Super Smasher Award is Link with 70 smash attacks in his fight against Lucario. It's pretty incredible that the red team won all three of those awards.
It's pretty incredible that Link won too, but still managed to lose his fight.
It's pretty incredible that the red team won all three of those awards.
Well, at least they'll have trophies. Moving on now to our Mr. Saturn Worst of the Week segment.
Worst of the Week.
Wolf is the recipient of the PlayStation All-Stars Puny Powerhouse Award, an award that goes to the fighter who dealt the least amount of damage in their matchup, with only 297% damage in his fight against Pit. The PD Piranha Target Disaster Award goes to the least accurate fighter of the round, and this week it goes to two recipients, with both Ganondorf and Snake tying, having only landed 22% of their attacks. And finally, the Koopa Troopa Smash Sucker Award, the award for the least amount of attempted smash attacks in a fight, which goes to Bowser this week, having only delivered 9 smash attacks in his fight against Ike.
And now to look at our Falcon Kick Play of the Week segment. A look at the 3 best moments in the round for skill, strategy, and a masterful display of talent. Play of the Week. Number 3 in our Best of the Week goes to both Fox and Falco, for their expert knowledge of each other's playstyles and their ability to almost perfectly predict the attacks of their opponent. Their execution is proof of their long history, and their display of skill in this specific matchup is truly impressive.
Number 2 goes to Pit, for a perfectly accurate long-distance arrow shot that robbed Wolf of what would have been an easy recovery, almost completely cementing Pit's victory in that fight.
And finally, number 1, the single best play of round 1 of the tournament goes to Ike for his flawless opening KO against Bowser, having taken absolutely no damage before managing to send Bowser flying, an opening that would set the tone for him to completely dominate that matchup.
Going back and looking at all these huge moments from round 1, I think the real takeaway for me, what I'll remember from this tournament, are those 3 bracket 3 fights at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, that Wolf versus Pit one is so huge. It's great to see Pit really rising to the occasion.
Just like Batman.
I mean, he never jokes around in those fights.
Just like Batman.
And that arrow at the end was the bane of Wolf's entire existence.
Just like Batman.
Okay, we get it. We were all there at the Midnight Show last night. It was awesome, but we just move on.
Okay. Well, the last fight in that bracket was Fox versus Falco, and I think that was just so entertaining.
Absolutely. I mean, those two have played together for so long. They always know how to play against each other, and it's always great to see, regardless of the outcome, it's always a great fight.
And speaking of that, the Link and Lucario one. I think with Link winning those 2 trophies, he's going to bring maybe the match to sway a bit.
And not only that, but they're getting to, again, like Fox and Falco, learn each other a little bit more, so the fight's going to be closer, a little bit more of an intense fight, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And now with round 1 behind us, we turn our attention to next week, when round 2 of the Super Smash Bros. Championship kicks off and introduces a new element to the fights. Round 2 will be fought with slightly different rules. All matchups will still be fought across 4 lives and 8 minutes, but for this week only, managers will have the option to move their fight to a stage other than Final Destination. However, only the manager of the fighter who lost in the first round will be allowed to choose whether or not the fight will move and where to. And each stage other than Final Destination can only be selected once. Personally, I'm excited to see a change of scenery. You know, maybe return some old favorites like Hyrule Temple or Smashville, or maybe even some new stages like Skyloft.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if the managers may be making a possible risky decision in selecting a more gimmicky stage like Norfair or Big Blue.
Absolutely.
Either way, it's going to be exciting to see what they pick, and tune in Monday to see Marth and Peach kick off Bracket 1 again.
And join us here Friday for our continued coverage of the 2012 Super Smash Bros. Championship only on Smash Center. On today's episode of Smash Center, on-site catering provided by Yoshi's Omelets. Cracking eggs all day, day.
Hair and makeup provided by King DDD, when you're the only character on the roster who didn't qualify for the championship.
Morning coffee almost provided by Castletown Coffee Shop. Open 7 days a week, but only till twilight.